Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're doing now part 8 of my online selling series, or more specifically usually eBay. We have some auctions finishing tonight. I've got 6 auctions finishing, actually just a few minutes apart, so we'll follow each of them. Got to say, disappointing activity. Some of them have got bids, and who knows how they might finish off. Usually with eBay there's a big flurry at the end, so hopefully we get some good results. I've also listed a few other things since we last spoke about eBay, and we'll have a quick look at them on my eBay active page. And we shall also have a look in another tub over in the far side of the shed, because I need to get some of that out, and if we find it's good eBay stuff, we'll throw it on here and follow its journey as well. So for those of you that are interested in what I do as far as eBay goes, and what actual end price I get for things that I unbox, either in my eBay series or when I'm doing a shed clean out or just general treasure hunting, whenever I pick something up and say, well, eBay this series is the one where you'll see actually how it sells. So real life examples. Let's have a look at my eBay activity page and see what's going on. Our auctions are starting to finish fairly soon. Okay, here is my eBay active page where I have things currently on auction. And we'll just scroll through them. Those of you that have been following the series will know what we've got on here, and you might be interested to see how it's gone so far. We only have 16 minutes left on the first one. Actually, I better refresh that. We only have 9 minutes left on the first one, which was that Panasonic cordless shaver. Now, the spare pack of blades I had seen sell for at least $60 online. This hasn't got a bid. It's only got one watcher, had 17 views, 9 minutes left. That's a little disappointing. The next one is the Soundcore clock radio, Bluetooth speaker and phone charger that we got out of the e-waste. I saw a few of these sell for a fair bit, and they're about $200 new from memory. 14 minutes left, 17 views again, one watcher again, no bids. The Topfield set-top box and hard disk recorder has a $60 bid, so that's good. It only happened today, 19 minutes to go. It's had 69 views, so at least that's getting noticed out there. 3 watches, 1 bid. It might go a bit higher. The Furphy stuff did get bid straight away, and I did expect that. So the Beetle, the boot puller, got a $100 bid within the first hour of listing it. It's been then ticking over for the next 10 days with only 1 extra bid, so it's only at $102.50, but there are 13 watches on it, so that's very promising. Likewise, the boot scraper has had a lot of attention. There's 17 watches. It's had 5 bids. It's up to $117.50. So I'm not sure where those two will end up, but I am pleased they did get bids. The rectifier jar has got a bit of interest. There's 4 people watching it. Only 14 views, no bids as yet. So we'll see how we go on that one. And then these aren't finishing tonight, but I have got these up, and I did mention these in some recent videos. In fact, I think you saw me unpack this old or antique brass microscope. I've tried a $60 start price on it as an auction. There's still 7 days left. We do have 2 watches and 9 views, but it's not in very good condition. It's really only a parts or an ornament. In good condition, those microscopes can bring a lot of money. The small Makita corded power planer, a Japanese made one, 7 days left on that as well. 7 views, no watches and no bids. The Chrysler Valiant wiper motor, I started that at 100 because I have seen a few, well, people ask a lot for them, and it did get a bid. So that's still got 7 days to go, and it has a $100 bid. And I didn't get around to trying to check or fix, if it needed fixing, the park mechanism. Apparently it has a couple of speeds, and it also has a setting where when you turn the wipers off, they automatically go back or park themselves at the bottom of your windscreen. I don't know if that's working because I wasn't sure how to test it. So I've just listed it and mentioned that I don't know if that part's working or not. But it's good to get a $100 bid on that. We pulled that out of a box in one of the emergency storage shed unboxing videos quite a while back, and it's been sitting on my eBay shelf for quite some time. I'm pleased to finally get it on, and it looks like we're going to at least get 100, but it might go higher. Another thing that you haven't seen, a lady dropped off this Sorba Intelligence SI200 vacuum cleaner and accessories at the shop recently for e-waste. She said it worked perfectly. There's a better picture of it, and it turns out they're a high-end vacuum, and they do bring pretty good money. I've found a few second-hand ones sell for over 200. It has lots of accessories with it, including some new vacuum bags, some power heads and everything. It's a little scuffed, but it's complete and it works very well. So that was a nice e-waste drop off at the shop, especially if we can snag a $200 bid. At this stage we haven't, but we have got 2 watches. And the other thing I've had ticking over on eBay for quite a long time is this Champion spark plug cap or boot. So still leaving that there just to tick over. We've got 13 views on it, but really we just need to get lucky to find one guy. It's as a buy it now, so someone might see it one day, decide they want it, or I'll drop the price eventually. Okay, let's get back to what's going on here. I shall click on this one, which finishes next, and we have 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Still no bids. We'll tune in the last 30 seconds and see what happens. And here we go, there's 16 seconds to go. Still don't have any bids, so that's a little disappointing. Hopefully someone jumps in right at the end. I'll certainly be happy to get a $60 bid. Give me around about $50 back on it. 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds. No bids. That is disappointing. I really thought that would get a bid. Oh well, now the decision is, do we relist it as an auction? I think I'm better off just listing it as a buy it now for $60 and maybe give it a little while there before we consider dropping the price. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is our Soundcore Wakey Bluetooth speaker alarm clock. 4 minutes to go, 4.5 minutes, still no bids. We'll tune in shortly and see if this one can get something right at the end. And now we have almost 20 seconds, down to 20 now. Still no bids on this Soundcore item. I would like to see a bid here, but I think this is a little bit of a stretch. We did price it up a bit. Still, it's always worth putting it out there. We did have one watcher on it, so 5 seconds to go. Any late bids? Doesn't look like it, no, so that failed to sell as well. And I think I will list these as buy it nows at the $60, because then I'll get around the $50 if they sell. And that's pretty good money for this stuff. I mean, this came in the e-waste, so I can certainly drop the price. But I think given the research and what they are to buy new, I shall leave it sit on the 60 buy it now for a while. So I'll relist these when we're finished with the auction results tonight. Okay, the next one is, we have a bid on this. It's the Topfield HD set-top box digital TV tuner. There are 3 watches on it. Certainly had a lot more views than the other 2, and it has the 1 bid, so it will definitely sell. And this came in the e-waste as well. I think it was one of our Marathon Monday e-waste episodes where we got all the stuff from the charity shop, so that's pretty good. We're going to get about our $50 if nothing else happens, so that's excellent. It cleaned up pretty well, it photographed well, so we'll tune back in with about 20 odd seconds to go and see if there's any further action than just the 1 bid. Okay, well, I missed the end of that auction. I was distracted doing a couple of other things, but as it turned out, there was no action, just the 1 bid, so $60. So from what I've seen, this guy got a bargain, but that's okay because it cost me nothing. So we should get about $50 return on that one. So that's good. At least we've had some success. But as we move up to, what's our next auction? Is it one of the Furphy items? Yes. So we're going to get some pretty good action on these, I would think. Let's refresh this page. And let's go back up here. There's 4 minutes left. It's had 5 bids now and it's gone to $151. So that was just at $102.50 only a few minutes ago. So these are getting some action, and the boot scraper is now at $153 with 8 bids. So I knew these would get a lot of attention. So let's tune in the last 30 seconds. I'll try not to miss the end of it, and we shall watch this one to see if it goes any higher than $151. I'm pretty happy with that already, actually. Okay, here we go. Just under 30 seconds left. There's been no bids in the last couple of minutes. I would think there might be a sniper or 2 on it. I really don't know what it's worth. So if the buyers consider that 151 to be cheap, there'll be lots of snipes at the end. 13 seconds to go. If you find one of these at a market or somewhere, you need to read the Furphy mark underneath, because there's a lot of Chinese copies out there. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, there we go. 150, 350. Any late snipes? Or is that it? Okay, only a really minor little snipe, $153.50. That's excellent. I'm quite happy with that. And the boot scraper may actually well go to the same buyer, because Furphy collectors, well, you know, who knows? I guess it depends if he's outbid or not. I would like to hope that someone buys these locally, because Furphy Foundry is in Shepparton, which is local to me, but there are collectors all over Australia. I was just thinking, if someone picks them up, saves me package them, and it will save me fees, because eBay calculate the fees on the total price, which includes postage, and postage on cast iron items is usually fairly high. Not so much on this one, because I can get it into a satchel for $11.30. But if we go back to the other one, the boot scraper, which is quite a bit larger, 4 minutes to go, it hasn't moved. The postage here is $26, and that's just local to me. So if it had to go to the other side of Australia, it would probably be around $40 postage, and eBay actually charges me a fee on the whole amount. So, you know, if it sold for $153, it would then charge me fees on nearly $200. So obviously, if I can get people to come and pick it up, it actually helps me, and I don't have the labor to package the thing. So if you're doing some eBay, keep that in mind. Larger things that are pick-up only essentially work out cheaper as far as your fees go, because there's no extras that eBay can dip into. So these, I noticed they now give you the option of, you can offer free local pickup, or there's postage component. But some things like the vacuum I showed you earlier, I don't want to, even though it's possible to post it, I don't want to, and I just made it as a pickup only auction, which means it does limit my market, because it limits it to people that can, you know, it's feasible for them to drive to my shop. So anyone interstate probably won't be bidding. But this is a rare item, and it could end up anywhere within Australia. So we'll tune back in shortly. There's only just under 3 minutes to go. Okay, 30 seconds to go, and we have had a jump. It's got up to $181 with 9 bids. 23 seconds to go. So I might think there'd be a sniper on this one. I don't know if this is more scarce than the boot puller. I haven't seen either of them sold for quite some time, so they're not common. 10 seconds left. Yeah. Oh, look at that. $238. That's a serious snipe. Any late ones? There's 2 seconds left. 305. That's fantastic. That's much better than I was expecting. So there we go. Some good sniping action at last, after some disappointing auctions earlier. $305. And again, as I said with the boot puller, if you find one of these at a market or a garage sale, just see if it's got Furphy on the bottom of it, because there are a lot of reproductions. And I think Furphy actually copied this design from some of the English cast iron makers. So this one says Furphy, but some of them may actually say Kendrick and Sons England, or John J. Clark, I think. So I think Furphy did copy some of the designs, but Furphy is the brand that actually seems to bring pretty good money, especially with Australian collectors. So $305, excellent result on that one. Very happy with that. So that means we had 305. We had $450 bidding return. We will lose fees, of course, on 2 items out of that box we unpacked a while back. The last auction to finish tonight is the rectifier jar. I don't expect it to sell. There's 3 minutes to go, or just under 4 minutes. It hasn't had a bid. It might get a snipe at the end. I don't know. I guess it depends how keen the collectors are. I will relist it as a buy it now at $60 for a while, the same as the earlier auctions. If it doesn't sell, we'll tune in just at the end of this auction and see if we get any late bids though. Okay, just under 30 seconds to go on this auction. Still no bids. I don't remember. I think we had 4 watches. Yes, there's 4 people added it to their watch list. So who knows, we might get a bid at the end. I just checked out the Furphy boot scraper, and the guy has paid for it already. Oh, hang on, 9 seconds to go. We better watch the end of this. 6 seconds. Any late bids? Someone sometimes jumps in right at the end. 1 second. No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll relist this one as a buy it now as well, and just leave it tick over for a bit. Buy it nows tend to work sometimes, because people will search eBay at any given time, and they might not regularly search eBay. And if they see something that the auction finishes in like 7 days, they sometimes just couldn't be bothered either waiting or putting in a bid and then getting outbid and that sort of stuff. Whereas at a buy it now, if you spot something when you're browsing one night and you're in a good buying mood, you can just click buy it now. And sometimes it does encourage a sale much quicker than the auction format does. Anyway, I was saying with the boot scraper, the guy that won it is paid already. He lives about an hour away from here and he has paid for the postage as well. So I guess I'll be packaging that up tomorrow. The boot puller hasn't been paid for yet. That was won by a different buyer. So I don't have to put them both in the same box. I thought that may have been a likely scenario, but it didn't happen. Anyway, that finishes our auctions tonight. Let's quickly duck back and refresh this page. And we'll see that we've only now got 3 auctions going. The Makita planer, the Valiant wiper motor with the $100 bid, and the Sorba vacuum cleaner. Now they all have just under 7 days to go. Our next episode will include the finishing of those auctions. The Valiant wiper motor could get some serious bidding at the end as well. I'm not sure about the vacuum. I kind of priced it to look for a one buyer. I'm not expecting a bidding war on it, but if 2 people locally, because remember it's local pickup, they might have a bit of a bidding situation. So we'll see what happens. But before we finish this video up, I do want to go through another box and see if we can find some more eBay stock. So I've grabbed a crate from the pile over in the corner of my shed of my good stuff that I was stashing aside to eBay years ago. And they got moved into this corner. I need to go through them now that I'm back into my eBay zone. I know what's in this box, and I don't think we will be eBaying it, but let's unpack it anyway because it's got to be dealt with, and I'll discuss some of the reasons why it's probably just as important to know when to not eBay something as to when to eBay something. So we'll delve into this tub, and the items are wrapped up in bubble wrap because they're a little fragile, and it's a pair of very early buggy lamps. I haven't seen these for some time. Oh, they're actually better than I remember them. So old, I think these are acetylene gas buggy lamps. Some of the square ones just basically had a candle, or some had a little Kero burner. I think these ones run off acetylene gas, which is produced in here. Now I forget the actual chemistry, but there's a powder with water dripping onto it and it produces acetylene gas, which ignites, and you have a little chimney. The glass is intact. It's got the little bracket on it. It's actually in excellent condition. It's got a plaque on here. It's branded. It says made in Germany from Brandt Brothers. They must have had a branch in Melbourne and Sydney. So that's a really nice lamp. And I think from memory, the other one is a match. I think it's a pair. Yes, there we go. Identical. They've got a little plaque on the back as well, which is about the German company. I'll take a photo of that because I can't read it very well here. They're in fantastic condition. And I'm now actually starting to maybe change my mind on whether we should eBay them or not. My reasoning initially was that a lot of the buggy lamps you find are a bit average condition, and they're fairly common, the square types with the little windows on each side and the door at the back. And on eBay they don't bring very much at all. Even a good pair in good condition don't bring a lot. These are different to what I remember, and perhaps an auction would be the best way to sell these. My reasoning with the common ones was that they're difficult to post and package and post because they're delicate. They would need to go in a large box, so postage is going to be fairly expensive. But on something as nice as these two, it would be pretty rare to get a nice good set like this. Perhaps the way to find the right buyer that will be prepared to pay a fair bit for them would be to auction them through eBay. So I have changed my mind based on how I'm looking at them now. They are much better than I remember them, and because they're an acetylene lamp, I think, and a matching pair at that, maybe these weren't off a buggy, maybe they were off a very early car. I'll have to do a bit of research, but I'm thinking maybe we should run these through eBay. What do you think, guys? I'll leave you to comment underneath before I make a decision, but these are pretty much museum quality. They're in excellent original condition. They haven't been overly restored. I don't know that they may have been restored perhaps a long time ago, but they've got a beautiful old patina, and they would suit a restoration of perhaps an early car. I'm not sure if they're automotive or buggy. So I'm going to do a bit of research. There's a fair chance they would actually work. All the little fittings and everything seem to be there. I've never actually had an acetylene lamp running. That one's got a little tap thing there. That one doesn't appear to be. So maybe it has some issues. But if I do eBay them, I'll take as many photos as I can. And I would put them on as able to be posted, but they would have to go in a pretty big box. Also offer the pickup option, of course. But yeah, I'll leave it to see what you guys reckon in the comments. Should I put these on eBay? Should I just put them in the shop? I'm thinking, look, if they were the ones that I was thinking, the more common buggy lamps, I would have thought in good condition, maybe try 200 the pair in the shop. They probably wouldn't get that on eBay. These ones, though, they could go a lot higher on eBay. Should I just pluck a figure out of the air and maybe put 400 on them in the shop and just see how we go? I don't know. All these decisions have to be made. But they're in amazing condition. Really nice. Glass is not cracked. Inside's not corroded. They would go straight on a vehicle. And I would imagine a lot of restoration vehicles want the original lamps. You wouldn't necessarily need them in going condition. You're not going to actually light them up. But it probably would be nice if they did work. All right. Well, we'll leave that float for now. We'll talk about it in the next episode on this series. I've just done a little bit more reading about these, and Brandt Brothers, the company on the tag, were a Sydney-based business and they had a branch in Melbourne. I think they made lamps themselves, but these were obviously made in Germany and perhaps imported. I called them a buggy lamp. They're probably also known as a carriage lamp, whether they were for the very early motor vehicles or your stagecoach type things, or general buggies, or maybe even trams in the early days. Not sure. I would think they date to the late 1800s, very early 1900s, so that perhaps would rule out cars. But really nice pieces, so let me know what you think. I'll finish this video up now. We will hold these over until we make a decision later on, but I have got some other stuff on eBay which we'll watch finish in the next episode, and we'll probably in the next episode as well get these listed if we go that way, and maybe unbox another tub from over there with some cool treasures in it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.